It's time for you to make your way to the next prayer station. Gather your things, pick up your stones, and go to station number 3, Grace in the Wrong Places. Pastor Mark preached a message on seeking grace in all the wrong places. He shared that there is an idea in our culture that grace will be found in the things of this world. We may look for grace in a peer group, in a hobby, or at a bar. The world thinks that surrounding ourselves with people who are like us will offer grace and tolerance that will lead us to a place of peace in our lives. They think that the more we ignore the truths of God's holy written word, the more we can find hope and purpose in our lives. We say we can do our own thing. We can choose our own way. This false ideology says that freedom is found when we remove the shackles of tradition and religion and join with other like-minded individuals to blaze our own path to happiness and freedom. This sounds good on a billboard for atheistic thinking, but the truth of the matter is that this kind of life really leads to pain, frustration, hopelessness, anxiety, and depression, and ultimately to a lonely death. This is part of my story. This is probably part of your story. We've all looked for grace and acceptance in the wrong places. It might be in a career, a relationship, a peer group, or an ideology that frees you from the teachings of the Bible. It might be something you were taught as a child, experienced as a teenager, or journeyed through as an adult. It might be something that you now know as a false place of grace, or it might be something that God identifies a false place to grace to you right now. Spend a moment in prayer asking the Lord to show you what wrong places you have been looking for grace. Write down what you're hearing from Him. Now ask Him for some of the right places that you've been seeking God's grace in your life. Have you found it in a friendship, on a retreat, through a book, or at a church? Write down what you're hearing from Him.